What is the deal with Carson Wentz as you know it right now, Jeff?
Well, he has a fractured vertebrae, and that was they found that out today. They did a series of tests, CT scan on Wednesday. I don't believe revealed it, but an MRI today did, and they believe that he'll be fully recovered, but he probably needs an amount of time to get there. That being said, they haven't ruled him out yet officially for Sunday. I think this pretty much takes him out for Sunday.
Yeah.
But the rest of the season is still up in air because some guys can play with that, but quarterback and, considering where the Eagles are, they're almost mathematically out of the playoffs, which suggests that maybe they'll shut them down for the season.
So, they're only half game out, Jeff, obviously, and
Well, for the wild card.
Yeah, we've seen stranger things happen. To me, this you could just basically run it back, if you will, best you possibly can with Nick Foles. But before we get to that, I have just a few more questions here. So, are we to glean from all of this that the Eagles ran a test on Wentz just today or yesterday with results today that they had not yet run on him? Or did he fracture the back in the Dallas game? I mean, what do we know here?
Well, the team has not officially said anything beyond what Doug had said on Wednesday, that Carson had been experiencing back soreness. He said it wasn't related to what happened, anything from the Cowboys game. Now, back in October, he popped up on the injury report for the first time out of nowhere with a, quote unquote back injury. And he was only limited for 2 practices. I think it was successive Thursdays in mid-October. And, at the time the team was saying, oh, this is nothing to be concerned about. They just, they need to write something on the injury report, blah, blah, blah. But ends up being that it was something that had been bothering him for a while. In fact, he had some, specialists flown out from L.A. to help treat it. Now, he wasn't the only player that got treatment from that specialist, but again, it was something that he had been dealing with. And apparently the Eagles had been testing it, but nothing popped up. What they're trying to find out is when it actually happened. But they've yet to, figure that out. They still have to, from what I understand, Carson's still going to go seek a, outside medical opinion to see, if there's anything more there or, what exactly happened. So this thing it's still a little fluid.
Yeah, I mean,
so to speak.
Yeah, I know, so to speak, right. So, Wentz, are we going to now have a conversation about his, I guess, his sturdiness or his, or again, his risk taking that he constantly seems to take hits? Are we going to revisit this conversation now, do you think, Jeff?
I think it's fair. I mean, so the last 4 years, he's had 4 injuries. His senior year of college, he broke his wrist. That was kind of a freak thing, but still it happened. His rookie season during first preseason game, he kind of extended a play against the Packers and got hit pretty hard and broke a couple ribs. That kept him out for the rest of the preseason. He did return for the first game and played all 16 games of his rookie year. Last year, we all know he tore the ACL and the LCL in his left knee nearly almost exactly a year ago in Los Angeles, where they'll play this Sunday. Missed the first 2 games of the season as he recovered from that, and then has played 11 games so far this year, but is now likely to miss at least 1 game this year. So that's 4 injuries. When you bring up the whole kind of reckless thing, it's something I wrote about a number of times this offseason because there was plenty of examples of him extending plays too long to the point of just, it wasn't necessary for him, or for him diving or taking on defenders when really a slide was really all that he needed to do, or run out of bounds to protect himself. But honestly, for the most part, I feel like he's done that this season. Now, that may have something to do with the fact that he's in pain. He's had back issues. And what a lot of people in Philadelphia keep wondering is what happened to the Carson Wentz that we saw pre-knee injury, the one who was kind of, I wouldn't say taking undue risks, the guy that was able to kind of escape from certain doom. Or run. He hasn't been running as much. That's the guy that people have been wondering where he's been. But in terms of the injuries and whether he's been too reckless, I mean, that's so fair. That's a fair question to raise, whether he is injury prone, because now it's 4 in 4 years.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.